Welcome to Teso College Aloet in Aloet City, where a state-of-the-art swimming facility is taking shape. The government of Uganda allocated 3.4 billion shillings to construct a semi-Olympic swimming pool, and we are here to take a closer look.
My name is Lieutenant Colonel Peter Sekidemka. I'm the engineer in charge of Ministry of Education projects, government funded. That's why I did Nambole. Now we are talking of Teso College Aloet, which falls under Ministry of Education. This project is fully being funded by the government of Uganda. And at this juncture, I really thank the government of Uganda, especially His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, for being so committed and really funding the projects in the Ministry of Education. And Mama in particular, she has put tireless efforts. Mama, the First Lady, and the Minister of Education and Sports has done a lot. Has made sure that money is there for these sports facilities. So we are in Teso College to put up a semi-Olympic swimming pool, the first of its kind in Uganda. To the required national and international standards. We have two pools there. We have the warm-up pool, which measures 26 meters by 13 meters. Then we have the real pool for competition, which measures 26 meters by 26. This is the same Olympic size, because the Olympic size would be that one of 50 by 26, but for us we are putting the same Olympic size. Now this project, at first the scope was estimated to cost 1.5 billion, but when we went on the ground as engineers, we reassessed to make sure that it was just a local facility, but now the government came in and realized that let us make it to international and acceptable standards. So the scope was reviewed and the proper standard was made. The designs came up by Ministry of Education. The engineers from CMU did a great job. They had to redesign, they designed and came up with a new scope, and now it is what we are putting up. So this project, the total project cost is, with all the designs, 3 billion 48 million 898,580 Uganda shillings, and it is fully being funded by the government of Uganda. So far, 50% of the funds have been dispersed for the project. Then we are remaining with around 50% to be dispersed. Now, as you look at, we are at a stage where we are going now to cast the walls for the pool. The basement was all done. That is one of the. That one is a warm-up pool. There is also the real pool for the competition. It is also in place. It has also been cast and the shuttering has been done. So next week we are going to start casting the walls, so that after casting, obviously all the works will be done. We will put up also the expansion tanks on either pool, because an expansion tank for a swimming pool occupies 10% of the total area of the swimming pool. Yes, yeah, that is an, as I told you, we have the expansion tanks. It is an expansion tank we will put up. It is 10% of the total area of the swimming pool. So the one for the warm-up area is smaller than the one for the real pool for competition. So all that is the review we did. We had to redesign and make it of international standard. And I'm sure by if all funds are available, because what dictates when if you come up with the Gantt chart, when the funds are not there, is the where they source this fund. I know they are seriously looking for the money. Next week we have a meeting, let him say this week, to see how far they have gone with the sourcing for the balance of the funds, which is 50%. Otherwise, we are working tirelessly and the work will be produced, the required standards and quality.
The construction of this multi-billion swimming pool is being undertaken by Uganda People's Defence Forces Engineers Brigade, and as you can see, they are making a great progress.
By names of Corporal Muhezorton from Engineers Brigade, 2nd Engineering Regiment. We are here in the Teso College constructing a swimming pool. They are of these swimming pools. They are of two sizes. The main one is of 26 meters by 26 meters. Then the warm-up one is of 13 meters by 26 meters. Now, so far on the level we are on, we are done with retaining walls. Formwork is done, and we are preparing to cast retaining walls next week on Tuesday, if all goes well. And everything is already, plumbing work is in progress, steel work is already done, formwork is already done also, and we have been working with civilians, mostly on casual laborers.
Oh yes, there is, first of all, as with the construction, there must be a client. Client is Minister of Education. Then they hired the consultant. It is in-house, that is Minister of Works. They are doing a tremendous job, supervision. And then on board, the client had to bring in National Council of Sports. The National Council of Sports, they are specialists in the swimming. They are also on board. So we had to make sure, based on what we acquired at Nambole, we had to make sure that all the concerned for swimming, concerned citizens, concerned leaders are brought on board. They are on board, they supervise, they give us what is the requirement, the depth. So all what we have done is after thorough consultation with the stakeholders.
The semi-Olympic pool will meet all the requirements set by the world body.
Yes, yeah, that is why we had to redesign and make sure that we use the right materials for the swim. You know, the swimming pool can be porous when you construct it without taking into standards. That for us, first of all, the type of cement being used is class 1, same one, that is the Portland cement. Then two, the bars used there, these bars from either roofing or we get them from steel and tube. They are of high quality, they have been tested. So the sand used is also from a good quality, has been tested and it has passed. So generally, to ensure quality, we have to carry out tests and we have to use the proper materials. So, and to involve the stakeholders so that whatever we produce in the end must be of value and nobody will reject it. I think everybody will be happy with it.
According to the World Swimming Competition regulations, a semi-Olympic pool, it must be 26 meters long and 26 meters wide with a depth of at least 2 meters, and this facility will meet all those requirements.
A pool is a bit delicate. That's why you see we are taking this time, because each, like say when we finish the steel work only, first of all, after excavation, levels had to be checked by the consultants, the client, then they approved it. Then afterward, we did the blinding. Blinding is trying to get the evenness of a structure. Then they approved it. Next, we went to steel work, putting the required steel. As you saw the quantity of steel there, it is tons and tons of steel. We did the steel work. Then after putting the steel in place, we had to invite the PMT, the client, they also approved it. Then we had to cast the base. After casting the base, Then we treated it. It is called curing. It had to go under curing for 14 days before loading it. Now, after 28, it is ready for loading. That's why we are now loading it. We are going to put the walls. Then after the walls and they are cast always. We cast it in a day to ensure that with all what you saw there, concrete was done in a day. And all the shattering we have done, we are going to do it also in one day. Because to ensure that we don't create construction joints. And the right rubber, the right material, the right epoxy, the right tiles, the right plumbing materials, the right lighting points in the water are used. They must be all waterproof. Like say electrical, you have seen we have done a lot of fast fix electrical work, which is waterproof. We have done plumbing work from high quality materials. Here we get it from multiple industries. They produce good materials. Then others are imported, like the timers. Those details are for construction. But really we are following the proper construction standards and we are using the right materials as specified by our client and consultants. There is shallow end and then deep ends. You saw it clearly. Now they gave us, it varies from 1.4 shallow to 2 meters, the deeper end. So we are following within because it is a range. It is a range, but for this particular one, I think they specified the shallow end is around 1.4 meters, then the deeper end is 2 meters. This is concrete. We are using non-slip materials. The tiles are specific. In fact, they had specified epoxy paint because it is non-slip, but later on they changed it to tiles, non-slip tiles. All these ones have been approved, and we first bring before we put it in place, we first bring the sample. The sample is tested. After being tested, it is approved, and that is when we go for bulk procurement. Yes, we shall make sure we hand over a completed structure ready for use. So all what is required for its functionality will be in place because it has been specified in the drawing. The lines, the what, whether using rope, they use rope, or they use which will be marked, then handed over. This semi-Olympic, I think we are intending to take only 1 year because when you look at it, we started it on 12th January 2024. In the construction of the swimming pool, being the first of its kind, one challenge we had was to get the right drawings, detailed drawings. We had to make wide consultation so that we produce what is in line with the requirements internationally. So the challenge was one, to getting those details, but the Ministry of Education, engineers and consultants worked tirelessly together with the Updf, and we got the documents within 1 month. We got the expert who guided us. We have them on table, the requirements, the drawings approved by CME of Ministry of Education and the works consultants.
The UPDF Engineers Brigade team is working hard to ensure that every detail meets the highest standards. From the pool's filtration system to the surrounding infrastructure, everything's being built with the future in mind.
It is a sports facility. Nambole is also a sports facility, but the other one is smaller than Nambole. Now, talking about the swimming pool, one, it has given us an opportunity to know how pools are constructed. So all the engineers who are involved in that pool will live when they have a rich and wide knowledge of constructing a swimming pool. Because it's the first of its kind, we know now which materials are used, we know how the decking is done. You can see in the pictures how shattering is done. It's not this simple shattering. You need how to support them, to make sure they are really in a position, you make sure they are firmly supported. So then the type of material, the steel. center to center, you can see it is 150 bar center to center. The walls, it is double. The timber, the steel work is also double. So you can see the cage and really know that it has been really a good job. We have learned that you need to inspect it thoroughly because these are barred works. Because with the barred works, even people like our brothers might doubt that, oh, this money will go there, but there is a lot we have buried down there. So what I'm learning is that whatever stage we live, we must ensure that stakeholders are involved to know what we have done. Because I think the buried work is a bit difficult because most of it is underground. So we have learned a lot. We have seen that the involvement of stakeholders simplifies work. And there are cross-cutting issues that we have had to do. There, especially the RCC had to ensure and agitated for involvement of the female gender on the site, and we have ladies working so that they also learn. Those are the cross-cutting issues brought in to ensure that the local population benefits. And really it has helped, because if they own, we have learned that if people own the project, it will be easy to receive it at the end. So it's a nice experience and really to help us to develop our country.
The Ministry of Education and Sports is looking forward to ensure that swimmers can compete at international level, utilizing the semi-Olympic pool facility in Teso.
My message first of all is all thanks to our president for being so visionary and coming up with such a simple method to ensure that in-house capacity is built. We have now the capacity, consultants, Ministry of Works, executing agencies, Updf, then the funds are locally mobilized. That is being so visionary. So I'm very grateful, and I'm very grateful for Mama for ensuring that funds are available in time for such. And I encourage a message that let more of these facilities be put up. That is now in northern Uganda. Maybe if they could put one in each region, it will really be of value, because we have a lot of talents. People are there, swimmers are there, so that we exploit also that area of swimming. And because when the facility is there, obviously we shall get the users, and it will be also an income generating facility to the client. So really I encourage and I beg that the government takes up this also as a serious sports venture, and they put up many of these facilities in at least one in each region. Why not? It is the same construction procedure. The difference is size and some additional. Because even if it is an Olympic size, it means the size will be 50 meters maybe by 26. So the expansion tank will be 10% of that. So the methods of construction are the same. We had to study them thoroughly. We have noted them and we have learned them. It is really a good venture we have gone into. And engineering generally is about procedures and specifications. Once the engineers of Ministry of Education gave us those specifications, and the Ministry of Works consultants approved them, and now for us it was a matter of studying. We have studied them. So the procedure, whether it is like saying when I'm going, say, five story, when I'm putting up a 2-storage building and then a 10-storage building, it is only the method which changes and the tools used. So if we can acquire those tools, and then the government is in position to acquire all what is required for us to put up either a bigger swimming pool or a small one. It is just tools, and the magnitude of work increases, but the procedure is the same. Yeah, for the swimming pool, I think the National Council is going to guide, because the National Council of Sports, they are going to guide, and they will invite their federation bodies which approve it to come and check it. As we near the first phase, the end of the first phase, I promise. But for them, after every 14 days, they are there on site. A team from National Council of Sports, a team from Ministry of Education, a team from Works. They are always there. Then a team from the contractors side, Ministry of Defense, they have representative. Then UPDF Engineers Brigade. We jointly carry out the supervision. Only what we are waiting for are these other international bodies or the supervisory board to come and approve, which I know it is in line and as to what we have planned. First of all, a pool is purely concrete works, and it requires a lot of water in early stages. So when it rains, it is chewery. We have no problem. And when it stagnates there, it is also, in fact, when it rains, and it is a measure to see whether our pool is porous or water is. So we can use the pumps, but in Teso, since we started, I've never experienced much water. Whatever comes there and is collected there helps us to chewer the base. As per my take, first of all, maybe I would say we have not taken on all the mega projects. Specifically, the advice or the directive of His Excellency is that we take on Ministry of Education projects, government funded, and then Ministry of Health. So we leave still very many other projects outside there for others to do. But in the government, as so far, in health in particular, we have learned a lot. We were not exposed to these high-level structures, but now we put them up. It has exposed most of UPDF engineers because we have the biggest building force so far, compared to any company in Uganda. Because when you go to divisions like first division, second, let me say the divisions, maybe 9 of them, each has they collocate them with a building unit, and these units have been built up after a long period of time. By the time our Excellency Mzee said come out and do, it was after building a very big force in these other units. So the experience I've gained, we have been exposed to big structures. Now starting with this semi-Olympic swimming pool. It is the first of its kind in Uganda. So it has exposed that to learning. And really, we encourage, as my commanders say, they encourage fellow engineers to visit these projects and learn. My message especially goes to Afande CDF, that we are really very grateful for your courage and really for empowering UPDF to ensure that we participate in the construction industry and really we do patriotic work and get involved in developing our country. We are really very grateful on behalf of my fellow engineers whom I've worked with. There is morale and we are really ready to take on all leaders of UPDF. We are really very grateful. We pray that you continue entrusting us and you guide us where we go wrong so that we perfect ourselves. For me and the ones I lead and the UPDF engineers I work with, we are very committed. We shall really never let our UPDF leadership down. We shall ensure that we really execute works as directed, and we shall always be reporting and we expect better results from us. So please, the leadership entrust us with more work, give us all what it takes, build the capacity. I know you're doing it, but though it will take time, but at least we shall gradually also develop and reach the high levels. We can take on anything because we have the will and we have the motivation to do it because of good leadership.
Lieutenant Colonel Engineer Sekuchi Demoka, the UPDF project engineer, expressed his appreciation to His Excellency the President of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and the First Lady and the Minister of Education and Sports, Honorable Janet Museveni, for supporting infrastructure development in the country.